Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
Hello everyone and a very warm welcome. On last week's show I was telling you all about my old hometown in Creggs in County Galway and how this sleepy little town has suddenly burst into life. Well, on this week's show we'll be featuring Creggs Rugby Football Club, which was first established in 1974. In 2016 they received a massive injection of investment, transforming the club into an outstanding sporting complex consisting of brand new 4G pitches and a beautiful new clubhouse. The club attracts teams to travel from all over Ireland to train on their new 4G pitches, and this has resulted in a huge boost for the town of Creggs.
There was 6 lads of us, hard enough on my mother to raise us. We were all involved in rugby before Creggs even started. So when Creggs got up and running, there was the Rasher, who's Declan, he was down in Dingle. Kieran and Pather were, Billy was in Dublin, and we came from all over to come back to Creggs, and you know, it was the greatest pleasure of all time. We travelled all over. We spent hours and hours with broke down cars. We still got here and we still got all the matches. And as I say, everyone, it's not, I mean, the 6 of us were part of a much bigger community. There was Jack Hegarty, who you'll be talking to later. There was Jack Cunningham. There was an amazing crowd of people that, for some reason, all came together totally against. There was no chance at all of a rugby club starting in Creggs, but once it started up, it went unbelievably well. I write a column for the Roscommon People. They asked me to write one. That's 20 years ago now. They never told me to stop. They never asked me to write a second one either, but I never stopped. The gospel truth is that I never have a clue what I'm talking about or what I'm going to write about until I sit down to write, and even then, most of the times, I still don't have a clue.
Some spectacle along here, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful,
It's
isn't
really
it? The
lovely.
sun is shining.
Club started in 1974 and I played, I was nearly 30 at the time, but I got 20 years more, which was I was lucky. I got no serious injuries. Yeah. I'd like to welcome you here as well, and you and me were associated with O'Sheens in Manchester, so it's great to see you and that you're from the parish as well. Before that I was in Yorkshire. I played with Doncaster, but it was all great fun and great proud of lads. And I hope a lot of them have passed now, but they were good lads. But I hope O'Sheens keep winning championships. That's it. It's great to know that they're still alive and kick in, as the man says. Yeah.
Absolutely, and of course you were around about the time of Joe Cahill and Paddy Johnson and the Connor lads.
I was indeed. They were legends. Yeah. Joe Carroll and the Connor lads, they were marvellous men, what they done for football. Paddy Johnson, if Paddy ever looks in, I'd like to say wish him well. He was an outstanding clubman and footballer before that.
We have about 250 minis to train every Saturday during the season. You can see out here today we've got a group of minis from age 6 up to age 11. We get from around Connacht and even into Leinster, we'll have blitzes with the mini team and we'll go and visit them, or they'll come down here on a Saturday morning or on a Sunday. So lots of activity. We hosted the Aviva Festival here for the last 2 years. So we had hundreds and hundreds of children arrive here on a Saturday morning from 10 o'clock in the morning until lunchtime. So a hive of activity around the village as well, which is fantastic to see.
Now, I couldn't believe Frank Brandon phoned me up one day when I was back in Manchester, and he said there's been chaos in Creggs today because he said there's so much traffic, and I thought he was winding me up because when I lived here all you see is somebody on a bicycle and an odd tractor. But he said to me, absolutely, he said we've got so much, it's chaotic on a Saturday morning with all the traffic.
It is, yeah, it is. We need our traffic control people here, our parking attendants and everything to make it run smoothly and make it safe on the Saturday mornings.
I started first in '74. I came down, Matthew McDonough and myself came down to see their first match against Nina, first rugby match, and after that I joined them and was with them for a number of years. And we had great success and made a lot of friends. We had great times, great times.
And you won the Connacht Cup a few times during that period as well.
We did. We had great success them years, in the early years, great success. Won the Connacht Cup, and then I went on to the second team after that and won it with that as well, the Connacht League. And I captained them times, so they were good times.
Do you see many of your teammates from back then?
Oh, I do indeed. I do come down here and occasionally Kieran Brandon does ring me now and again when they're looking for a bit of help, and I come down and give them a hand, and you'll meet all the lads there, and the friendship is there and it will always be there. Like, you know, men like Vincent Kenny and Paddy Henn and all them. We ring each other and we meet up and have the chat. It's great, great.
You know, it's fantastic to see it developing the way it's gone and the success behind it.
Oh, sure, it's something else, like, you know. Where would you see the likes of it in a small village like Creggs?
And what about your grandchildren now, and so is there any of them following in your footsteps?
Oh, there are indeed. There's some of them now. There's one little girl, Maisie, she's very good at it altogether. The lads played as well, the young lads play underage down here. Oh, it's great, great.
I started playing mainly because I was 20 stone and they needed some extra weight for training in scrums. So I came just for practice, and I liked it and stayed with it after that. That was about 84 and was with it through on first team up along 87 to 93. And I was lucky to be around a group of great players. Over many years we sought to get additional land to move from having the pitch that's here behind me, and we had a small training area, and we couldn't get enough of ground to make a second pitch, to develop a second pitch. And then through circumstance we managed to be able to acquire additional land that led us to be able to develop 4 pitches. We wanted to have ladies rugby to develop that and develop it from minis right up along. Yeah. So with that in mind, we considered having dressing rooms with shower cubicles that are shower part changing behind each dressing room. I'd say we're probably the first club in the country, if not further afield, to have a changing places facility in our complex. Individuals with disabilities who aren't in a position to use a toilet can be brought or go in their wheelchair into this room and be taken by hoist onto a changing table and be changed there. We have a sensory room for people with autism that's a quiet space that's in there on the first floor. It's adjacent to our community room and to the gymnasium. When we were equipping out the gymnasium, we installed certain equipment that is usable, it's dual use really. It's usable by people with various forms of disabilities. I just might mention our many sponsors, and we have some excellent sponsors. I may mention one particularly, Warden Burke, who have an association, a long association with Creggs and with the area, and they contributed significantly to the development.
You're well known here in Creggs, and your family, of course, with the lovely shop you had in days gone by.
Yeah, I grew up in the village here, and I ended up playing rugby here and playing Gaelic as well here on the green, you know, so I'm a long-time Creggs man.
Everybody used to go into Kilby's Cunningham shop in days gone by.
We had a grocery, we had a drapery, we had you could buy a bag of cement, or you could buy a bag of flour, or you know, and my mother used to have a drapery upstairs as well, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I remember when you sold the petrol and you had the hand pump, and my Ricardo used to come out and pump, God rest her soul, and pump the petrol into the car, hand pump it.
That's right, yeah. There weren't too many petrol pumps or service stations around then, you know, so we were in big demand.
Yeah.
Myself and there were 6 Brandon brothers, and they had all learned rugby in school, and we had a few others who had played rugby in various schools, and then we had a good few Gaelic fellas who wanted to try their hand at rugby, you know, so we managed to hobble a team together, and in December of 1974 we put together a team, and we started playing, and the first couple of years we just played friendlies, but then we began to take it seriously, and we affiliated to the Connacht branch, and we had good success. The first year we got to a cup final, junior cup final, and the next year we won the junior cup, and that really got us well established then.
One night, famous night, we were sitting around the table in the pub, and we just started counting up who we had playing rugby. 2 of the guys had played for Connacht, John Cunningham and Dick Brandon, and they said, well, if you get going, we'll throw in our lot. And that's how it happened. There were 6 of us sitting around the table, plenty of drink involved in those things on them days. So yeah, it went from there, and the following Sunday we were out throw the ball around among Mick Rourke's cows. And that's where we started. That's my memory of it anyway, 50 years ago, you know, so that's, yeah.
Now, of course, you brought out a lovely book as well to remember the 50 years, and there's so much history in that book.
Oh yes, sure, that's, yeah, for all those years, like even trying to look through it again and trying to remember all the things that happened and what happened. We didn't have any facilities, we had no showers, we ended up down in the local hall. We put in coal showers, that was the start of it, like, and then suddenly, well, we bought the old clubhouse here first, and then we bought that first field there. And after that, then it went on from there. And look, at people came around, as I said to you before, they threw in their lot, and people driving dumpers that never got on a dumper before, and whatever else, and that's how the pitches came there.
And of course the club rooms and the beautiful restaurant here is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, oh absolutely, it's a fantastic, and the view from here is absolutely fantastic, and it takes up from, if some people want to come up here and watch matches, they can see all the games and everything else, and Gladys and her family are brilliant here. It's lovely food and everything. Try to keep that going is the huge thing, of course, in a place as small as Creggs. That you need, you know, it needs a lot of work, yeah.
But it's the centre of the community.
Absolutely, and the rugby club always wanted it that way, that it was a community, not a rugby club, that was the community, you know.
For people who have lived around Creggs all their lives, you can see the joy and excitement, the success the rugby club has brought to their lives. We'll take a little break and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, Lollivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand, with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
Welcome back. This week we're coming to you from Creggs in County Galway. We're featuring the success of the Rugby Football Club and the community of Creggs. Geraldine, 1993 was a very, very special year for ladies rugby in Creggs.
Yes, Shannonside Radio, it's the local radio station, gave us a challenge, put it out to Creggs to get 15 women and that they'd play us. And that's where it started. We came out here and trudged. We hadn't these facilities at the time. We used to train here on the green, all right, but and down the backfield there used to be a training pitch down there as well. And there was a huge response. And then the seed was sown, and Creggs accepted us as full members, and at the time it was unheard of because no other club in the country were accepting female players as full members of their club. So we were welcomed with open arms, and it has grown and grown. It grew and grew and grew. We had super success. We beat the All-Ireland champions the first game we played here, 3-0. So, and as I said, it just grew and grew. And then we won the AIL, the league and the cup, I'd say twice actually. But it was great fun. The underage setup here, as you can see, it's boys and girls, and it's very inclusive, and there's a place for everyone, and it's just a really, really positive, happy place to be. It's probably one of the biggest honours in my life when Shane asked me to be president alongside him. So, it was I was so blown over. As I said, probably one of the biggest honours of my life ever. So and it's great, and it's such an easy club to work with because everybody, there's so many people willing to do jobs, willing to, give a hand out. If you stand around here long enough, you'll get a job.
Myself and Geraldine just stepped into our new roles last week after the AGM, so we've 2 years of work ahead of us, enjoyment, and I intend to enjoy it. As Geraldine said there, it's a fantastic inclusive club, and there's plenty of stuff going on, so I intend to and hopefully grow and improve the club more.
Now look around the pitches here this morning. You've had wonderful support from your advertisers as well.
Yeah, our advertisers. A club wouldn't be run without money. It takes a lot of finance to run a club this large, and as you said, looking around the hoardings around, there's businesses from all over Galway, Roscommon, even further afield, who have come that want to support and be seen to be supporting a club that are trying to make things happen.
I was playing with Creggs back in 1993. I'm a former player, and now I'm involved in the coaching from the under-14 girls right up to senior level. To see the development in the last few years is just phenomenal. It's just the amount of the community, the broader aspect, the amount of people that are involved from all different walks. To see the kids, the big numbers now in Creggs, it's unreal. When we started, it was unheard of. There wasn't too many women's teams in the country at the time, and we travelled the whole country, like from Cook and Belfast, Cook down to Limerick, over to Dublin. There was a couple of teams, the college teams, and Blackrock were our greatest rivals. And to see now all the teams, the ladies' teams that are throughout the country, it's really, really brilliant. I started off, I have a girl and I brought her out. Started off with Give It a Try, which is a great way to get girls introduced into the rugby. And from that she started with the under-14s. Now she's playing with the under-18 and a halves. And it's great. It's great to be back involved. And of course I was here watching in when they were training, and Ger Dowd says to me, come on, Heinzie, you'll have to get involved. Come on, you're out here. And that was it. And he got the coaching courses all lined up for me, and we're still at it, you know.
I heard of it through, I think, Facebook, where I saw that kind of give it a try element. It's interesting because we're quite a mixed. We have some members who have kind of come through the ranks with the likes of Anne and the coaching team from underage up, and then we have maybe half the team who are kind of new to sport. So I actually only took it on 2 years ago, so they took a chance on me now, I suppose, but I'm loving it and just kind of wish now that we had it earlier. So it's great, and there's more teams getting involved, and like you can see that we had such a jump from the first year to the second year. We had a really competitive year now last year, and it just shows like the improvement and the work that the coaches are putting into us, and more teams are coming in Connacht, so it's growing. Ladies rugby is growing, it's brilliant. And a couple of years ago I would have looked into possibly playing, but there was none nearby. You'd be travelling to maybe Galway, and I didn't know if I'd like it or not. So now you see it kind of starting off here. Tumut started I think a year before we did. Then we have South East Galway Warrior started last year, Ballinrobe are starting. You just kind of see a renewal on it, and it's all growing from underage. They start catch them young, build the love for the sport, and they're developed the teams. I can see a team coming into more now down a couple of years as well with their success at under level. So it is great to see it growing, and I think we need more options sport-wise for ladies in Ireland, so it's great to see rugby going.
I've been around a lot of the UK and with different clubs there, and mostly small clubs, and this one came along and it was just been brilliant since, and unfortunately I was kind of a bit clocked when it landed in Creggs anyway, and but with some great times and great social times for sure. You know, as the time went on, so friends for life. So it's just an unbelievable place now today. I just look forward so much to coming here every week for games, and you know, I had a son who played here, was a very successful underage teams, and you know, so that's been a big part of my life.
You spent many years in Manchester, and of course Brian O'Connor over in Manchester had many pubs back in the day. Great friend of yours. Yeah, well, a friend and a cousin as well. So yeah, we're very much in touch on a regular basis. You know, so a brilliant man himself and his family. I had refreshment in most of his bars, I think, at various stages.
During the season, there could be 200 to 300 children here every Saturday. I don't know how many coaches. It's an extraordinary. We do have to have stewards on duty to make sure that they get across the road safe. And the unfortunate thing is all the stewards are over 70, so I don't know what we're going to do when the next generation comes. But it is outrageous what goes on here during the season.
Now, we're great supporter of Creggs Rugby, and of course he would love to be here today. Is Seamus O'Grady, and Seamus of course is based over in London, and him and his brother has been heavily involved with Creggs Rugby.
Well, Batty was a great player. Seamus has been part of this club as long as I can remember. He's been part of my life for as long as I can remember. And I was talking to you earlier, and Seamus Grady seems to have got away with the fact that people regard him as a fairly quiet man. When Seamus Grady was young, he was as wild as they come.
Now that's funny, because he was telling me that you were the wild one.
Well, there was a time that both of us were the wild one, so I can say that neither of us would be lying.
Go on the TV, so we're going to make sure we get him on there anyway.
Eddie, you and I were in school together many years ago.
We were indeed, and had some great days, Martin, and really enjoyed it. But where did time go? But fair play to you for coming back to meet all the old mountaineers again and all the old people from the mountain. Great to see you, Martin, and your lady friend here. Thanks be to God. Yeah. Great to be alive and have the good health, and that's what it's all about. I have a brother in England, Mickey Gavin, and I'm hoping that he'll be looking at your programme when this is on again, and please God he will. He's there for 44 years. Mickey Gavin, my younger brother. Yes.
Noel, of course, the teacher used to have a bit of trouble with you and me, Noel, didn't she?
That's right, Marty. I remember you getting a bit of clouting. You were right behind me in the seat, and I don't know what was the damage for, but you got a fair bit of clouting anyway.
Ah, well, it done us no harm, Noel.
No harm, it was good. But thank God that's all gone by now. There's no more of that anymore.
No. Absolutely. And of course, look, there's so many people of our age group and everything sadly disappeared.
Gone, that's right.
But you two lads are keeping the flag flying.
Well, we're doing our best anyhow. It's up the mountain all the time.
Up the mountain every time. Isn't that it, Martin? Yeah, that's it. And thanks a million for everything, Martin, for looking after us. Thank you very much. Great looking at your programme all my life for the last I don't know many years. And really enjoyed it. God bless you, Martin. And thanks for everything. God bless you. Up the mountain every time.
Come on the mountain.
Up the mountain, yes. It is great to see you.
Great to see you. Look after yourselves, lads.
Yesterday and today were two of the best days. I'm around Creggs for a long time. And yesterday was unbelievable with yourself and Annette down at the school and the sports thing out there at the back. Yesterday was just fantastic. I didn't really sleep last night. Thanks be to God I went to Mikey and Rourke's only for that. I certainly wouldn't have slept. But I was worried as to how it would be received and the number of people, but it was extraordinary today. So all I can say is yourself and Annette, thanks a million. It's great to have you. And it's been a great boost for the village and for the place and the whole place. Thanks a million.
Souvenir of your visit to Creggs. And we look forward to seeing you wearing the Creggs jersey out in the 4G playing second row in the future. Thanks very much.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're finishing up here this morning after filming some footage here around Creggs Rugby Club this morning with Martin Lohan. And myself and Geraldine here just would like to give him a presentation for his hard work this morning. So I have a plaque with a Creggs logo on it from 1974, and Geraldine has a tie, a Creggs tie for Martin to maybe wear later on in the day.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you, Shane.
No bother, Martin. Thanks a million for coming down and putting Creggs more on the map.
Oh, that's great. And well, thank you both so much for this lovely presentation. And I'll wear that tie with pleasure for the Galway Association Dinner Dance in London with Seamus O'Grady in October, please God. It was a very special time for me going back to my old hometown of Creggs. And I would like to thank everyone for their very warm and friendly welcome. And a special thanks to some of my school friends who came along to meet us. I'm very proud of what you all have achieved. It's truly outstanding. And a special thank you to all the sponsors and everybody who has raised money to help Creggs Rugby Football Club. A very special thanks for all your hospitality, and we'll be keeping an eye on your progress. We'll be back with some more stories next Tuesday night from around the UK. Bye for now.